I'm Dmitry Shevelenko, president and co-founder of Tortoise. And Tortoise is a moving service for scooters and e-bikes, but instead of using people out in the field with gas-guzzling vans and trucks, we use remote control operators who can be anywhere in the world, halfway around the world, and they can slowly take control of a scooter and drive it from A to B. So me and my co-founder, we jointly developed the concept. He was working on an autonomous lawnmower, and I had spent many years at leading mobility companies like Uber, and we put two and two together and realized the most magical experience for shared micromobility is to be able to press a button on your phone and have a scooter come to you, as opposed to going on a wild goose chase to find a scooter. All you have to do is just press a button on your phone, a scooter comes to you, you get on the scooter, go where you need to go. Once you're done with your trip, then the scooter will drive itself to the next person that needs a ride. Tortoise is a repositioning service for light electric vehicles. So we work with leading scooter manufacturers so they can build in the extra components needed for our service to work with their vehicle. It costs about $100 in extra parts. And once they have that vehicle that's capable of working with a Tortoise service, the scooter operators, they just tell us where they want the scooter moved. We provide the remote control operator. We have a teleoperations center in Mexico City. And then we also provide all of the insurance and liability for the vehicle while it's being moved. And so we're an end-to-end moving service for scooters and e-bikes. One way of thinking about shared scooters is it's kind of like a taxi service where your taxi driver can only wait at the location of their last drop-off for their next pickup. Now that's pretty inefficient. And what we're enabling is all of the efficiency and maximal utilization that you get with the on-demand Uber Lyft model. So now you don't have a world where scooters are just waiting at their last drop-off location, hoping that somebody is there to rent them. They can actually start being driven to the next rider that needs a trip. And so MIT actually did a study and found that you can get 10 times more trips per day per scooter if you're dynamically repositioning them throughout a city throughout the day, as opposed to the current static taxi service model, which is pretty inefficient. So Tortoise is currently deployed in suburban Atlanta, a wonderful town called Peachtree Corners, which actually mandated that any scooter operator that deploy there only deploy with vehicles that are capable of Tortoise's automated repositioning service. So Peachtree Corners, being close to Atlanta Metro, saw firsthand how challenging shared micromobility can be when you have clutter and obstruction, and they wanted on day one to have an approach that holistically solved the clutter challenges. We're going to be deploying in San Jose, which is close to our headquarters in Mountain View, in Q1, late Q1 of 2020. Well, the really nice thing for our technology and our solution is there's no new infrastructure needed. So we can deploy anywhere where there's 4G connectivity that's spread throughout a city or suburb. And so we see huge potential to quickly ramp our solution, because the problem of first and last mile transportation and how do we support people who need to do trips under 3 miles, that's a problem that every community faces. Well, building an ecosystem company isn't the easiest type of company to build. We didn't pursue this path because it was easy, but we pursued it because it was the only way to holistically solve all of the challenges of shared micromobility. And if you look at the most successful companies of the last decades, they all become platforms. And ultimately, we think there's a huge potential to be this platform that moves any physical atom in the world only using bits. We're passionate about cities, and ultimately cities are getting more congested as more people move into them. And the most efficient way to make cities more livable for everyone is to make the vehicle smaller. And so we think that our technology is essential for making shared micromobility sustainable, for making it safe, and for making it a solution that can work for every community, not just the most dense cities. At Tortoise, we're building a company for the long term. Part of why we named ourselves Tortoise is tortoises live a really long time. And ultimately, our most important customer is the communities that we serve.